Hello everyone, welcome to Alchemical Study. In this class, we are going to learn energy. We know from Einstein that energy cannot be created nor destroyed. What happens to energy? Energy is transferred. Energy is transmuted. Energy is transformed. Energy can also be transcended. So we are made of energy. All living things have energy, and that energy is exalted through the life force. And we can sort of shape our life force based on our mind. And then the mind creates a projection, and that projection, it sort of shifts our reality according to the state of the mind. So we are going to learn how we can use this object, a wand, to be able to maneuver our mind in such a way that we can start to experience the refining of our projection onto reality and see tangible, practical sort of a response from our seeming external environment. This is what we call the meditative mind, an awareness, being conscious, understanding that everything outside of us is simply a projection that we're putting onto it. So it's important not for us to get wrapped up in concepts, definitions, get fixed or fixated on way things are, because the constant thing of energy, as we know, is it's constantly changing. We think of the cycles of the moon. We think of the planetary progression. We think of the shifting of the poles or the axis, the seasonal changes, right? We think about the change from high tide to low tide. Everything about this earth is in this constant state of change. Because energy is always being exalted. It's always being reimagined and reinvented. And we ourselves, we are constantly being reinvented as we move through our chronology. Because we are this constant, this being that's always emptying out, in order for us to kind of return back to this real state of peace in the mind, where we start to realize that everything around us is a state in the mind. So with our wand, we will be able to sort of focus, concentrate the mind, and begin to experience the refining of energy through our own life force. Okay? So this beautiful wand is very light, like a pencil. It's a holly wand. Created by the beautiful wizard shop of McFies, coming in this beautiful container, which is a surprise inside. I will not reveal what is inside. Okay, you have to leave some things to surprise in your life. So McFies wizard shop. Okay. So this holly wand is belonging to a holly tree. okay, a holly tree. And a holly tree is known to have sort of mystic qualities, right? Just like there are different types of plants, like I have a jade plant right here, which is known for being amplifying prosperity. And I have an amethyst crystal, which is known for amplifying or sort of enhancing your intuition, right? And I have a clear quartz, which is known for being able to create a sort of strong electromagnetic sort of energy, right? Everything in the universe is sort of requiring this electromagnetic energy. When we think of time and space and black holes and wormholes and all these things, there's an electromagnetic kind of energy that's going on. And we ourselves have electromagnetic energy. We ourselves, we create electromagnetic energy. So this particular tree, holly tree, okay, holly wood, which you see is this kind of light color. It is the qualities that it helps with is purity, purification, strength, the logic mind, protection, power, power transfer. So giving, amplifying and broadcasting that power. Okay, and then blocking unwanted forces and for healing. Okay, this is the mystic tree, the holly tree. Okay, so for this wand, I like to hold the wand in my right hand because I'm dominant right, but I actually challenge myself to hold it in my left hand, my less dominant hand, because when we kind of this arm and this side of the body that we don't use a lot, actually it's like it has this kind of secret talent, I like to imagine. So when you working with your less dominant hand, it's like you're unlocking this secret, mysterious talent that only your less dominant hand has access to. Okay, so we are going to work with, how we're going to sort of charge the wand with a practice, and also how can we use the wand to really unlock our life force, the fullest of our life force. Okay, just using this magical sort of tree. Okay, so we know the tree of life in many sort of esoteric schools of thought or mystic schools is seen as a very sacred symbol for creation, the tree, right? So the tree is seen in, when we think of the Buddhist perspective, as the wish-fulfilling tree, right? The wish-fulfilling tree. And we have depictions of like in like Mesoamerica and in sort of indigenous perspective of the tree being this sort of moving us from higher levels of, you can say, vibration into lower levels vibrations. And all across this planet you see this tree is symbolic of our journey through time and space, our journey in multiple lifetimes. Okay, and we are all these kind of fractals of each other in the way of we like branches to a tree. There's this connectivity that we all have with each other. We are all connected, right? We are all connected. Trees may seem separate, but research is starting to discover that trees are very much connected over long distances through the root system. So we are all connected in the similar way through our ancestors. We're all connected to each other through our ancestors that go, far back into time, but also, have crossed through different geographic regions. They've met all kinds of different groups, right, of people making those connections. Their children making those connections, children having newer, different connections. So the first thing we're going to do for our wand study, okay, focusing on, we want to focus on the energy, okay? Energy. Alchemy is seen as an advanced sort of study of the mind, okay? An advanced study of the mind. And for myself, I resonate with the sort of magi, which is sort of mystics of the Middle East, associated with Turkey. And, these mostly, are seen as men in the time of kings in the Middle East, in Turkey. And they are individuals who have great wisdom on the universe and how the universe works, a sort of metaphysical spirituality or metaphysical philosophy, right? And I'm going to provide you all some tools using Sanskrit, which is very ancient language. It's kind of a light language for creation, okay? It's a language that's seen to be given to humanity by a higher, more advanced civilization that kind of, we can say, maybe is God and God's disciples, or God's angels, archangels, ascended masters gave this light language to humanity to help humanity develop its civilizations going thousands of years in the past. And Sanskrit is seen to be much older than what we think of as Egypt, 6,000, 7,000 years in our past. Sanskrit actually goes pretty further back than that. It's been working through different kinds of different kinds of civilizations on this planet for many tens of thousands of years. Probably, the sort of esoteric sort of teaching is that their humanity that we know it has been around for around 200,000 200,000 or 250,000 years on this planet. And we could probably even up that a notch and say 200,000 or 250 million, where we've had different kinds of human beings on this planet through different changes, and there's probably gaps where we're not here at all for maybe thousands of years, and then we somehow return, right? And the kind of esoteric sort of view is that we've had at least three golden ages. We think of Egypt, ancient Egypt. We think of Atlantis and Lemuria, okay? But there also has been many different groups of we call like these sort of smaller golden ages in different geographic regions. We think of China, or we think of places in South America that have experienced sort of advanced civilization, thousands of years ago, but they were kind of led by maybe different groups of human beings. Okay, different groups that were, having their own unique renaissance, okay, with creation, their own unique renaissance in different regions on this earth, right? In times of what we think of the golden age. So we know about Dark Age, okay? We know medieval Dark Age vibe. We know this idea of like a Bronze Age or Silver Age, or we think of a period of time where we are sleeping, right? Human beings, we have to rest, right? And this is what we call the fall of consciousness, where we have to rest. Think about, we sleep, a third of our life, because we can't just be going, right? We can't just be energy, moving, right? Everything has to have this equilibrium. So for around 12,500 years or so, we go through this sleep where, the fall of consciousness, where we just kind of resting. And then we raise consciousness for around 12,500 years or so. Okay, in this 26,000 year planetary progression that we've had, be doing this for many times. And the rise of consciousness represents, sort of the advancements that happen, right? We think just in the 200 years or so, there's just so much advancements that have been going on, right? Advancements, and just in the last 10 years, advancements has been like, probably 500 times more advancements just in this short amount of time than probably ever for the last, 1,000 years, right? And it's because we're moving in a period where we're starting to rotate, right? Our whole planetary system, which comprises of the solar system, is starting to get into a position where it's starting to face towards the center of our galaxy, which means that we're going to start to essentially enlighten. We're going to raise consciousness. We're going to become advanced civilization, but we're also going to spiritually evolve in ways of manifestation and self-mastery and higher creativity and prosperity, that we're going to have full kind of access or awareness on that, right? So before, we were sort of in a position where we were facing away from the center of the galaxy, right? So that meant we were in this period of kind of sleeping. But now that we're moving towards, it's like we're moving towards again, after a long time of facing away from it, we're moving towards the center of the galaxy, which represents moving towards the kind of wisdom, right? The kind of center of wisdom, okay? That anybody can access regardless of, who you are. So this connects to energy, because when we start to have an understanding of natural cycles and rhythms of this planet, of ourselves, of karma, and just these kind of basic laws of, we think of the basic laws as, cause and effect, karma, what you put out you get back, right? Basic things. We think of sort of, for example, the ancient Egyptians, they had this real kind of weighing of the heart, which was kind of a judgment, right? A judgment where you had to basically reap what you sow, okay? And that, laws of the universe is that you must bring fairness, right? You must bring fairness to your life, and you must bring sort of goodness to your life, okay, and those around you. Or your ancient Egyptians, you will face Osiris, and you will have to experience sort of 10 timefolds of the things that you have done to others, in your state of ignorance, or your state of being in these sort of suffering, where you're being destructive towards the natural kind of rhythms and cycles of life, for a person, for an animal, for many things. Okay, so how do we connect to our wand? Okay, so simple meditation. Again, a little background about me. Again, I've student of esoterics, have been for around 4 years or so, pretty intensive. So you can say of sort of a bachelor's degree, we could put it in an academic sort of comparison, is like a bachelor's degree within esoterics and the study of these ancient teachings. I'm within the Kundalini tradition. Kundalini is seen as the Raj of yoga, which is the throne of all yogas. There's different yogas, but Kundalini is basically is a word to describe higher levels of creativity. It's basically, Kundalini practice is for those who really want to not just meditate the mind in bliss and kind of reach that sort of state of enlightenment or the Buddha mind, or have the a real experience of their wisdom, right? A real tangible experience of that, but also wanting to be creative, wanting to create, right? It's more coming from a place of created into an actual existence, right? Bring it into an actual, you bring it into this earth system, this earth grid. So Kundalini, again, is just a word to represent, that represents high creative energy. Okay, so we're going to work with some kinds of Sanskrit that is associated with the Kundalini practice. Okay, and these sort of words we'll be using, you probably never heard them before. It probably sounds really strange and foreign, but these belong to very ancient schools of thought, very belonging to mystics of the past that were used, kind of like Harry Potter, in the different sort of words to shift energy. Okay, to shift energy. Okay, so each kind of word, each thing I will provide you does something different to the mind when you speak it out loud, when you think it, and it does something different to energy. And when you put an intention and a focus on it, you're going to really amplify the full potential of the word, okay, or the visualization you're having, or the prayer, or the thing you're wanting to manifest or create in your reality. Okay, the shifts, the breakthrough you're wanting to have in your mind. Okay, so the Holy Wand. Holy Wand. We're going to work with, again, a meditation belonging to the Kundalini practice. Okay, it's used for the balancing of the chakra system. If you don't know a chakra system, we this chakra system can represent like the tree of life, higher vibrations, lower vibrations. We're both gravitating downward like roots to a tree, but we're also levitating up like a sprouting seed. That's kind of, you have to have both. You have to have gravity to contain and get things stable, or everything's everywhere, and you also have levitation. You need things to have lightness so that things can move like the air, right? Or seeds. If things can't move, I mean, it's like a planet with just gravity and no levitation. It's not going to survive. Okay, so you have, we'll just go for the 7 chakra. Think of 7 levels of heaven, 7 levels of hell. Okay, if you want to look at it from perspective of Christianity, but really all sort of religions have that kind of 7 levels of heaven, 7 levels of hell. And each of these sort of expressions of the chakras represent a different sort of aspect of energy. Okay, that's why we think of red from the bottom, like the roots to a tree, red to violet, like the spectrum of light, right? Violet, the top of the head. And each color has its own expression of energy. It has its own kind of its own kind of usage, different usage of energy. So for the root, we think of we think of like the womb, right? We think of security, being stable, being feeling safe, self-esteem, right? It's very hard to have self-esteem if you don't feel safe and you don't have stability or security in who you are. It's like a tree with no roots. I mean, it's just going to plop over, right? So you have to have a sense of stability, security, self-esteem, and feelings of being safe and protected to be able to withstand time and space, because it can be brutal. Okay, when a storm comes and a tree is not stable, rooted deep in the earth, it's going to plop over. Okay, so then we move into the orange. You know, the orange has a lot to do with your movement, your ability to be determined, okay, to move forward, right, to have resilience, to be perseverant, right, to have strength, right? We need to be stable, but we also have to have strength. Strength is, you know, life, because it's so, you know, it's so much change. You have to have strength in you, right? When challenges come, you have to be able to hold a strength, and the strength within this orange chakra is the gut sort of area, is the nerves. You know, the nervous system. It gives us strength, okay, to be able to, instead of collapse or break down under the pressure of existence, we can hold strength. And that's when we start to see a character emerge. A character. And when you have character, you have creativity. You can't have creativity without character. Okay, they're one and the same, okay? But you need to be stable to have a character, okay? You know, and then we move into the yellow, okay, which is sort of this moving towards the diaphragm, okay? And the yellow is seen as your vitality, the health. So you got to be stable. You have to have strength, but you also have to have good health, right? Health comes through the circulation of energy, right? Circulation of energy. So nothing gets too heavy or you know, swampy or kind of backed up and cumulative. Health is like a purification process with the organs, your liver, your kidneys, your pancreas, digestive system. It's purifying, right? So it has to do with metabolic system. People who have a strong metabolic system tend to have a good life force, a strong life force. Okay, and metabolic is not just processing food. You can process any meat, no matter how, you know, heavy loaded it is. You can process it, right? But it's also a metabolic system within your ability to psychologically, emotionally, mentally process the pressures and challenges and even pollution and chemicals, toxins of life. Okay, because, you know, trees, they will get all kinds of funky bacterias, diseases, that they need to have a system. How do I metabolically flush this out? There's this parasite leeching onto me, injecting this nasty virus into me. How do I get that thing out? Or it's going to kill not only me, all my possible offspring, but also it will spread to the neighboring trees, right? So it's like health is about, like, the liver, the kidney, pancreas, digestive system. You got to flush it out. You got to purify. You know, you got to dissolve, decompose, find a way to extract and clear it out. And then we think of the heart, the heart is a chakra. It generates the electromagnetic field. So your electromagnetic field is sort of is generated within this, we can say, the heart, and it goes out pretty wide. It goes out like 10 feet in all directions, and it kind of spins clockwise. Okay, electromagnetic field, and basically electromagnetic field, it supports. Think of it like it's part of your earth ship, where we travel when we sleep. We know we have these experiences in our mind. In meditation, we have experiences in our mind. When we vision and daydream and imagine, we're having these experiences, but we need to be able to transport ourselves there. I think as electromagnetic field is the ability to transport ourselves to these different states of mind, right? Different states of mind. Okay, and the green is associated with like the green of earth. It's associated with being able to be abundant, within yourself. To be able to be abundant within yourself is this overflowing cup. You never end. Your imagination never ends. Your resources never end in the way that you can conceive new thoughts and have new perspectives, right? So you need abundance. If we didn't have abundance on earth and it just all of a sudden stopped, we would not be doing so well, right? If all of a sudden crops just said, hey, I'm gonna end today and just not grow anymore. I mean, we wouldn't want to live on this planet. So abundance is part of, it's not necessarily abundance as we think of money or finance. It can be, but it's more so associated with your ability to conceive new thoughts and to grow, right? To continuously grow. And even grow, trees are always growing. Even when there's challenges and those that are coming in, weeds and, all kinds of pesticides and, things that present a great challenge, they find a way to continue to grow. And that's you. No matter what happens to you, you're somehow will find a way to keep growing. Okay? Even the greatest challenges. Your mind, your energy will find a way to grow, to evolve beyond these difficulties or adversities. So your heart is always pumping, right? It goes slow when you sleep, it goes fast when you run, right? And it's constantly evolving with the different movements, right? So that your heart is constantly sort of bringing in enough oxygen to your blood so that you can continue to do what you need to do, right? So your heart is constantly in this state of growth. As you take on new movement and you take on new thoughts, your heart is constantly regulating and like, okay, I'm growing in a new way. I'm having a new sort of tempo or a new sort of beat or a new sort of kind of rhythm in order to kind of regulate this new adventure that's going on in the mind or the energy or the movement of the person. And then the blue chakra, as we move in the rainbow colors, is the throat. And the blue is seen as your ability. You have to be able to you have to be able to express yourself. Okay, as a human being, we need to express ourselves. We need to be able to communicate, have some way of communicating, interacting, having connection with the things around us. Okay, so that's what the blue is. It's a sense of connection, communication, and to express and to sort of have, be able to ask for what we need, ask for what we want, have intentions, right? Stand up for ourselves. We can say speak our truth, or learning how to speak it with compassion. We human beings, it's a lot about our ability to speak and articulate. It has a lot to do with not just verbally, but also energetically. We have to be able to know how to move our massive, infinite, expansive energy in a way that is is sensible, that can be related to others, that other people can understand, right? Or they can take it in a way that you can create some kind of connection with them. Okay. And then the purple is this third eye. Okay, moving to purple, third eye, and it's associated with the pineal gland, the hypothalamus, which is it right there, and the further back, and then pituitary gland. Okay, and then it's all associated with the brain, and associated with the higher states of consciousness. Is it we say DMT? Okay, which is created within the brain, the gray matter of the brain. And when you kind of create this just naturally through meditation and whatnot, or creative dance, or creative something you're doing, right, it actually gets you to the genius state of the mind. Okay, that we all have, no matter black, white, Asian, Hispanic, we all have that genius of the mind. So, and then we have the crown. The crown is like, so when a baby is born, there's a soft spot of the baby's head that doesn't close for some time. So that soft spot of the baby's head represents the access point to the, we'll say the infinite, okay? We call it the white sun, the 10th gate. The 10th gate is seen as the place where we come out of when we are born, when we come into the mother's womb, and then we go back into when we die and we leave the body. Okay, so we come into the body and we go out through this sort of 10th gate. And the number 10 is associated as being when we sort of completed, right? We're coming to a completed circle, having some kind of mastery, a life review. Or 10 is about going to like full circle, right? Life and death, right? It's like a full circle, the circle of life. And the white sun is also the place where we experience the infinite. People call it the Akashic record, which is this great library hall of supposedly all the lifetimes we've ever had on Earth and other places. So, it's seen as a gold crown around your head. And why is it seen as a gold crown? Because when you access this beautiful opening of the top of the head, you get to tap into this divine essence of you, and it's seen as the highest dignity. So a crown, a king crown, queen crown, seen as a real high nobility, royalty, dignity. And in the Kundalini practice, to access, to open the 10th gate, we also can see it as the Holy Spirit. Okay, so many things, but it's all the same, right? These kind of, but different expressions of it. And it's this divine essence of you. Okay, and a lot of people you'll see in these kinds of meditative practices will wear turbans, because when you open up this crown, okay, you're opening up your top of the head to all of this divine essence that holds so much wisdom, and you're just like, whoa, you're just it's just coming all around you. So you have to wear a hat to contain it, right? So we don't want it just all kind of going out. We want to kind of contain some of this high energy of this cosmic essence, or this divine essence of who we are, right? This source energy that is so massive, and it's like it's more comfortable to wear a hat than just to not, because you're gonna feel so much just energy of this divine essence that's moving through you, that's moving out of you, and it's very intense. So you'll see in all, you'll see Hindu, you'll see Sikh, within the Middle East, a lot of within India, um, within China, I don't know, within Christianity, um, they don't really wear concealing of the head, um, but it's basically about what I've mentioned. It's real divine essence that trying to contain it right within your aura space, so that's not just this intensifying thing that is just becoming too much, right? It's becoming too much that's surging through you. So those are the chakras that we're working with. I mean, we could get to different type of chakra system. I wanted to explain that. I kind of wanted to do thorough because some people may have no idea. And some people may have a little background, yoga class or something, but right? We're all made of the spectrum of light, and every cell, every atom, every molecule in us has the spectrum of light. And each of these colors within the spectrum has its own kind of function. Just like your liver has a unique function to your kidneys, right? And then your pancreas, your digestive system, they're all connected, but they all have their own kind of purpose. Okay? And then the violet, like the violet flame, which is associated as a real deep state of transcendence or deep real energy, alchemical energy, is seen as the ability to access the deep state of mind where you can understand energy. You can understand transference, transmutation, transformation, transcendence in that deep state of mind. The violet flame is like within, I see it within the pineal gland, like right within. It's like a little thing, you know. The pineal gland is about the size of like a seed, like a cacao seed, if you know what that is. And then there's just this little violet flame in there that kind of can shoot all the way up, flaming, you know, all the way up, like a sort of like a flowering thing, flowering rose or something. That represents your ability to deepen the mind and have a real tangible experience of your awareness, right? Your awareness of yourself, the universe. Okay? Whew. So we're going to get right into it. So we're going to, again, never worked with this practice. It's going to be Ek, Ong, Kar, Sut, Nam, Sudi, Wa, Hey, Guru. So I try to articulate. So Ik, Ong, Ong. So Ong, O-N-G, Ik, Ong, Kar, Sut, Nam, Sudi, Wa, Hey, Guru. And it works with the entire chakra system from Ik, which is the stability. Ik, be stable. Ong, have strength. Ik, stable. Ong, strength. Ik, Ong, Kar. Kar is also about having the strength to be able to anchor your vision of your creative destiny in this life, okay? Or your lineage and whatnot. Ik, Ong, Kar. Okay, Kar's like the character. Kar. K-A-R. Sut. Sut is like health. Health. You know, great health. Sut. Nam. The heart. So Sut is right here. Nam. Focus at the heart. Nam. Nam. And that's about expand the electromagnetic field. Feel it starting to move clockwise. Okay? Sudi, the throat. Sudi, the throat. Sudi, the throat. Okay? Starting to express, articulate energy, define, understand, you know, teach, have speech to share, right? Sidi. Then wa, this space between the eyebrow. Wa, okay, which is like, you know, accessing like this sort of connection, great connectivity. Wa. Hey, the top of the head, the soft spot of the baby's head. Hey, which is like, hey universe, I see you, I'm aware. Guru, which is like the aura, you know, you in your sort of totality, your wholeness, regardless of if what you've gone through. Okay, so I'm gonna hold this wand at an angle, closing my eyes. So I hold it kind of 60-degree angle. So I'm not doing this. Okay, it's not pointing down. It's not going straight up like this. 60-degree angle. You have to find it. Once you find it, you will feel some kind of way. Okay, this is about 40 degree. Okay, this is 90. Okay, so let's figure that out. So here we go, and I will start and you will follow. Okay, this is practice, and you got to squeeze up and in this breath. So ik onkar, squeezing root lock, which is sex organ, rectum, navel, belly button into spine, pulling it up. Okay, and then relax a little bit. Sut, squeeze in even further up. Nam, kind of relax a little bit and open the electromagnetic. Then squeeze up and in. Suri, wa, hey, guru, and just kind of relax. Okay, so here we go. Ik Sut Suri wa he guru ik Sut Nam Sri wa he guru ik Sut Nam Sri wa he guru. Inhale. Hold the breath, squeeze up, press the tongue, the roof of the mouth to activate the pituitary gland, the pineal gland. Focus on bliss in the mind, utter bliss. Exhale. So you can do it very short time, and you'll feel you have to really put your energy into it. Your whole life force just turns on. Okay, and I can feel the wand, right? The wand it's like a crystal, like this jade plant. It's like alive, right? Science has shown, and I believe it's called forestry. I don't know the science of tree name, But they said that, when a tree stump, when you cut off, you cut down a tree, right? They found that some tree stumps are still alive, even though they're technically dead, right? Because the other trees around, right, are feeding, nourishing the tree stump. So you'll find, like, within, like, deep forest, you'll see, like, there's like this tree that's like supposedly dead, but somehow it's still getting nutrients. Like, but it's dead, but it's still somewhat, a part of it's still alive, right? Even though the majority of it is dead. It's because of the energy that's around it. So, we, bring energy that brings nourishment, that starts to bring life to things. Okay? So you're bringing life to this, this Hollywood. Okay? So that's a wonderful meditation to awaken, okay? And we're using this as a tool to, concentrate the mind, okay? To concentrate the mind, because, any, school of alchemy, it has a lot to do with either wanting to understand how energy works, okay, understanding how manifestation works, and also wanting to understand about how reality works, and how you can sort of sort of be able to consciously shift reality through your own awareness. Okay, that's kind of okay. So this next meditation, I'm only doing two. This one's a little bit longer. It's, I'm not gonna tell you how long, but it's not too bad. But this is a meditation, so we've activated the one. Now we're gonna move it into, uh, you know, around us. Okay, we're gonna use it to imagine you're creating a shield of light around you. And then inside this light, you see this royal blue flame. The royal blue flame is one of the highest alchemical colors that any mystic works with. For protection, for deep states of healing, for self-hypnosis, to deep clearing of childhood, past life, samskaras, suffering that's deeply rooted in the mind. It's a real powerful flame that you work with in your imagination. It's also with visualization, affirmation. It really brings a high vibration of your ability to have a say over your reality. Okay, it's very strong. So you're just going to move it around like this, okay, like around your head, okay, and you can see it's sort of going clockwise because I'm holding my left hand, okay, and just kind of feel, and you can switch from right to left in different practices like that. And you're going to chant Satanam Waheguru, and it just, Sat is like this truth, Satnam, it's like I am connected to my dignity, right? And Waheguru is like I am accessing and tapping into this cosmic dignity, like a universal dignity, okay, that's shared with all things, okay? So just close your eyes, do the best you can, okay? It's going to open your shoulders, it's going to open your heart. Try not to drop your hands lower than your breast level, okay? This is really powerful to awaken a shield of light around you and to amplify prosperity and just this real sense of divine essence within you, okay? Begin to chant. Okay, here we go. And this is Gian Mudra, like this. Satanam, Satanam, Waheguru, Waheguru. Satanam, Satanam, Waheguru, Waheguru. Satanam, Satanam, Waheguru, Waheguru. Satanam, Satnam, Satnam, Waheguru, Waheguru, Satnam, Satnam, Waheguru, Waheguru, Satnam, Satnam, Waheguru, Waheguru, Satnam, Satnam, Waheguru, Waheguru. Chant very loud. Satnam, Satnam, Waheguru, Waheguru, 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 Satnam. Satnam, Satnam, Waheguru, Waheguru, 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 Satnam, Waheguru, Waheguru, Satnam, Satnam, Waheguru, Waheguru, Satnam, Satnam, Waheguru, Waheguru, Satnam, Satnam, Waheguru, Waheguru, Satnam, Satnam, Waheguru, Waheguru. Almost there. Satnam, Satnam, Waheguru, Waheguru. Keep going. Satnam, Satnam, Waheguru, Waheguru, 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 Satnam, Waheguru, Waheguru, Satnam, Satnam, Waheguru, Waheguru, Satnam, Satnam, Waheguru, Waheguru. You're doing so well. Nam, Satnam, Waheguru, Waheguru, Satnam, 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 Waheguru, Waheguru, Satnam, 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 Satnam, Waheguru, Waheguru. Go a little faster. Tanam, Satnam, Waheguru, Waheguru, Satnam. Satanam, Satanam, Waheguru, Waheguru, Sat. Squeeze up. Stretch. Tuck in the chin, tug on the roof of the mouth, squeeze root lock.
Keep the arms up, exhale. Full breath in, inhale.
Focus on the third eye.
Exhale. One more time, big breath in. Hold the breath, now twist left to right 7 times. And exhale, relax your arms down.
Whew. You can feel, again, if you can't do this meditation, if you have any shoulder issues, I mean, you can just watch, okay? You're going to get the benefits just by watching. So there's no issue if you cannot do the physical movement, because you will get the transmission. You will watch me, your mind will calibrate to the movement, and you will get the download, okay? It will transfer over to you, okay, just by watching and visually participating, okay? So just close your eyes for a moment. Again, hold that wand at a 60-degree angle, okay? And just feel your aura, your shield of light, okay? Feel luminous, your soul glow, as Prince would say. My soul glow. Let your soul glow, okay? Just feel that energy around you. This illumination. You may even feel tingling at the top of the head as you're opening up the crown. Why do we open up the crown? So that we can receive celestial communication. You know, a lot of mystics, wizards, witches, these type of things, you know, what makes them different, we say, from the average, the ordinary, is that they have some kind of way to tune into celestial communication. That can be signs, synchronicities, intuition, psychic abilities, having a sixth sense, you know, having a real strong instinct about things, you know, being able to just have these extraordinary gifts, okay? And that is what we're working with, okay, with this alchemy study, is we want to come from the ordinary mind into the extraordinary mind, so that we can access this sixth sense, we can access this celestial communication, okay, so that we can make not just have a connection with, you know, things around us, but also we want to have this profound connection with more of the divine essence within everything, okay, rather than just the concepts of this person, myself, these programs, these conditions, right? We're always going to have them, but we want to find a way. How can we want to look from a higher perspective, because when we're fixed into these concepts and attached to these definitions, you know, it doesn't, it gets to a point where we're missing the bigger picture, okay? So you see the crown on your head as a king and queen of your own, you know, your own territory, which is you, your mind, body, spirit, is basically saying, you know, I have this dignity, you know, in the way I look and perceive and kind of connect to things. I have a willingness to sort of invite in a wisdom, right? That is a natural phenomenon in the universe. It's not something so difficult or something that's withheld from us. It just appears that way because of our conditions, our limitations, and this restriction that we have on just with this human mind. this human called matrix, or the wheel of karma. Okay, it presents a lot of this these limitations, restrictions, and conditions, programs in the mind, okay, that keep us in this wild, angry beast of thoughts and feelings, okay, that just puts us out of ourselves. Instead of being grounded in our mind, we tend to be outside of our mind, looking at our mind. Okay, we tend to be outside of our mind, sort of looking at our mind, but we're not connected. So it's like it's something that we have no way to control, or no say in it. Okay, so so now I'm gonna put a wand down for a moment. So now we're going to get into some of the alchemy study. Okay, so we're going to work with the wand, and I have some Sanskrit. We're going to work with some different practices for you learning to better manage reality. Okay, it's very complex. It can seem convoluted. It can seem confused. It can seem intense, overwhelming. We need to find a way to manage it, okay, the best way we can. Okay, so I'm going to give you different sound codes, is what I call, and with the wand you're going to use your concentration, this eye gaze, this eye focus, okay, on your visualization, okay, your intention. Okay, is it protection? Is it prosperity? Is it my self-esteem? I'm taking back my power. I'm healing. Okay, financial freedom. There's a concentration. I want you to feel the self-esteem of your sense of security, root chakra, and I want you to feel the sense of the violet flame of pure energy, not energy we call humans' interpretation of energy. We're talking about pure energy. That is not human idea of energy, the original energy. Okay? And then you're going to combine that too, and you're going to use this eye focus to really penetrate through. Okay? So we're working with some real magic stuff. Okay? So we'll start with one word. Okay? These are Sanskrit. Okay? So again, I'm just focusing forward. And I'm just going to flick at this sort of 60-degree angle, flick, like in Harry Potter, flick. Okay, so moksha, 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 okay? Moksha in Sanskrit means freedom. Moksha, so you focus on what is the freedom you're wanting in your life. Moksha. And again, the eye, you see I'm staring. I'm looking straight ahead at the thing that I'm giving freedom to. Moksha. 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 Okay? Again, you're not going to retain all this information, but just, gather what you can. I will be writing this down on a blog post. Okay, so we can access it there. So moksha, freedom. Is it financial freedom? Freedom in your thoughts, in your emotions, freedom to express yourself, freedom from past pain, past relationships, freedom from sort of restrictions, okay? Personal freedom, moksha, okay? And then the next Sanskrit word is garbha. And as you say these sound codes, you're going to feel your mind, because these words are designed for a higher intelligence in the mind. Your mind is going to your mind is going to whoa, what is the sound? Whoa, let's awaken the genius in the mind, right? Because these words were created for human beings who are wanting or who are already accessing their higher mind. So this is for particularly the higher minds. When you say it, it's going to, whoa, right? Okay. Garbha. Garbha is the cosmic egg. So when you say it, you're imagining you're putting yourself in this gold egg for protection, for fertility, creativity, connection, sense of comfort, love. Okay, Garbha. And then we have Karuna. Okay, Karuna means compassion. Okay, so when you say Karuna at something, a person, place, or thing, or even in the mirror, okay, you're saying compassion. Okay, you're giving yourself compassion. You're giving someone else compassion. And what does that mean? You're basically saying, I don't want resentment. I don't want to be bitter. I don't want to be vengeful. I don't want to be scorned. I don't want to be hateful. It's basically what we're saying, really. Karuna. Okay? And if you gotta go fierce, gentle, do you. Karuna. So, moksha. Garbha. Karuna. Okay? You can say it in any way that makes you feel happy. Okay? And then we're getting more a little bit advanced. So, Pritam Bhavati, Namo. Okay? Okay? And it means I bow to the creative power of the Kundalini, which is the high creativity. Okay? And the divine mother power. Okay? Pritam Bhavati, Namo. Okay? Again, focus. You have to really feel into it. Pritam Bhavati, Namo. One last time. Pritam Bhavati, Namo. Okay. Going further. Okay, just have an experience. Don't try to just retain it. Okay, have an experience. Okay, this is a one for I'm giving you all these different spells, we'll say, okay, that are for different areas of life that you need help with. Okay, and it will help give you help with that. It's like a guide. Okay, this one is Upsai Hoa Sache Da Sacha Doa Hud. This one's one of my favorite. It says it's for it blocks animosity and brings protection and prosperity. It works with the blue ether, very powerful. Okay, so when you're focusing on something, focus on yourself, protection, prosperity. Okay, Upsai Hoa Sache Da Sacha Doa Hud. And Hud is with the navel. So I squeeze somewhat the belly button into the spine. Hud, and I bring the tongue on the roof of the mouth to activate the sort of deeper brain. Okay? So again, Upsai Hoa, Sache Da, Sacha Doa, Hud. Focusing eye gaze. And then this is another one. Antanasifity. It means endless are your praises, infinite are God's praises. So, it's like giving yourself this blessing from the divine, or we can say God, or you can say giving yourself the blessing to release all kinds of issues within the family, the friends, within the self. Okay? Antanasifity. Again, the sound code wires your brain. You're going to feel, a shift in you, more in your power. And then next one. Rake Rakanahar Apudadiyam. Up, up, up Ubadiyam. It's kind of hard. Okay. So this one means God himself is looking out for us. So again, it's another protection. Rake Rakanahar Apubadiyam. 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 Okay? And then this is a simple one. And it's sa, ta, na, ma. And it's have balance over the 5 elements. Balance over the 5 elements. So what is that? Wind, fire, earth. Wind, fire, earth, water, ether. Sa, ta, na, ma. Okay. Okay, again, this is a little bit of a harder one. Okay. Just stay with me. Keep going. Try your best. Okay, this one is sa, re, sa, 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 re, sa, 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 re, sa, 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 ram. Hare, hara, hara, hare, hara, hara, hare, hara, hara, haram. And this is very powerful. Again, it says you will become wiser and peaceful, and you will become wiser, and peace and prosperity will enter into your field. This is a powerful mantra that can sort of take any enemy's bad wishes towards you and can basically transmute it into your ultimate good luck and fortune. So, sa re sa 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 re sa 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 re sa 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 ram. Hare hara hara hare hara hara hare hara hara haram. Okay, focusing, channeling. This is a thing to channel that energy. Okay. So, moving a little bit forward. Another sort of simpler. So it's Pavan Guru. One of my favorite. Pavan Guru. Pavan Guru. And it means breath is the teacher. Okay. So you want the breath like the teacher, meaning you want to be able to mimic the teacher. Have the life force of a teacher, which is real high life force. Okay. Pavan Guru. Pavan Guru. Pavan Guru. Pavan Guru. Pavan Guru. Okay. Alright. It kind of makes you feel like you're unstoppable. With the life force of a teacher or master, you feel very invincible. Okay, because there's a lineage. Every master has a real strong lineage. Okay, so it gives you strength of all the people in your lineage that you're part of. That it probably is very strong. And there's another one. Pad Pada. Pad Pada. Pad Pada means from beyond the beyond. So it's like I'm connecting to wisdom beyond my sort of restrictions in the mind. Okay? To access greater sense of self-knowledge beyond my own program and conditions. Pad Pada. Pad Pada. And then this is a kind of longer. Okay, but just work with it. It's all you're doing is just you're accessing real excellence in the mind. Okay, you're wiring your mind wave to have more sense of sort of mastery of reality instead of just kind of complacently just kind of being sort of dragged by reality. Right, with no real kind of, you want to be ahead of the reality, the leader of it, not being dragged by it. Okay, so Nanak Patisaha Patisahoa. Excuse me. Nanak Patisahi Patasaho. Okay, Nanak Patasahi, Patasaho. Okay, this is from the 25th Pari, which is a part of the, it's basically just wisdom of the universe is what I'll say. Okay. Nanak Patasahi Patasaho. And it means Nanak. These persons are the nobility of nobility. So it's like taking back your power, is what I see it as. Nanak Patasahi Patasaho. You have your own experience with it. It's a meditation. You got to work with it, hours with it, you know. And the next one is Asankanav, Asankatav, Asankanav, Asankatav, Asankanav, Asankatav. It means countless are your names, countless are your places. So it's kind of like that ninja that can be everywhere at once, right? Or that when you think of Shakti, who has many arms, holding many things, being able to do many things at once, right? That sort of expansiveness of your being. Asankanav, Asankatav, Asankanav, Asankatav, Asankanav, Asankatav. Okay. And then this is one of my favorites, this one next. Sat Siddhi, Siddhi Akal, Maha Kal, Satanam Akal, Mudit Wahe Guru. If you say it like if you say it in a certain way, you know, you're going to feel the energy. We're unlocking greater, higher energy within the mind. Okay, that's why we're doing this. Alchemy is higher energy. You're working with higher energy. Okay. So this means the challenge that we face will require us to be steady and to connect with something larger than ourselves. That's what it means. Okay, and these are all kind of coming, you know, these sort of just meanings or definitions are coming from sort of, you know, what I call scholarly sort of interpretations of the esoterics. Okay. And then, so again, Sat Siddhi, Siddhi Kal, Maha Kal, Satanam Kal, Mudit Wahe Guru. Make it fun. Sat Siddhi Kal, Maha Kal, Satanam Kal, Mudit Wahe Guru. Right? You have to bring life into it. If you're just, you know, it's not going to do anything. You have to put your character into it. Okay? One last time. Sat Siddhi Akal, Maha Kal, Satanam Akal, Mudit Wahe Guru. It only takes one time. That's all you need. And it can be very profound if you have the right kind of, you know, character. And the next one is Dharti He, Akash He, Guru Ram Das He. And it's basically about your saying for this particular alchemical dance with energy is you're saying, I'm healing my heart and I'm healing the heart of everyone. Okay, I'm healing the heart of myself and I'm healing the heart of everyone, which is very powerful tool to have on this planet. Okay, the heart, there's a lot of empowerment in the heart. If we don't open and heal, we're not going to access that empowerment. It's going to be hard to really you know, balance emotions if we're not healing our heart. Okay, so Dharti He, Akash He, Guru Ram Das He. Dharti He, Akash He, Guru Ram Das He. Okay. And the next one, okay, I know it's a lot, but keep going. This one is Adi Shakti. Adi Shakti. Adi Shakti. Basically, you're saying, I am a creator. I am a powerhouse. I am creative power. So you're using your creative power to manifest through your divine will, which is a good tool and a good guide to have around you. Okay, all of these are guides. They're tools that you use for different areas in your life to change or sort of influence reality or relate to reality in a way that actually gives you excellence rather than confusion and mayhem. Okay, Adi Shakti. It's like I am powerful and I use this creative power to bring excellence into my reality. Okay. And then Ang Sung Wahe Guru. Ang Sung Wahe Guru. Ang Sung Wahe Guru. Ang Sung Wahe Guru. Okay. And that is basically about being in your personal power and having a real sense of perseverance and ability to face fear with courage. Okay? To illuminate fear, the darkness, with a light. Ang Sung Wahe Guru. And the next one is Ang So Hung, which is Ang O-N-G, So Hung. Hung, H-U-N-G. Ang So Hung. It's like you're manifesting material into the physical. So you're manifesting in the physical sense. You're adjusting the physical body. You're adjusting the forms. You're manifesting through the mind into the physical. And then we have Om So Hum. And this is about flushing, clearing out the mental inflictions, and bringing in this divine sort of sound to restore peace. Okay. So hum. So hum. So hum. And then we have hummi, hum, tame, tum, wahe, guru. And this one's a real good one. It's about self-esteem and self-resilience, which is about you being able to make things happen or make changes or clear, addictions or, whatever it is that's your challenge through your own person that you are. Okay, hummy, hum, tame, tum, wahe, guru. Hummy, hum, tummy, tum, wahe, guru. Hummy, hum, tummy, tum, wahe, guru. And then the last one, which is like more of an English mantra, okay, or but it's been used in a way of real excellence for the ancient part of ourselves. Okay, I am thine in mine, myself, Waheguru. 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 And just take a moment to feel the kind of adjustments that you're making on the brain as you're accessing this higher mind. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And just feel, is there one sort of sounds that kind of sort of catches your eye, one that kind of you can still hear, one that just seems to just kind of linger around even if you can't fully remember it? Maybe one, even if it's just a sound that you can remember that just really caught your eye, that just kind of still there. For me, it's Sat Siddhi Siddhi Call Maha Call Sat Nam Call Mudit Wahe Guru. Right? When you do it, you can just one time and you can feel you've gained some kind of higher energy that you need to make a quantum leap, to break through, to, we can say, beat the odds, to bring some kind of victory, some kind of excellence to you, right? These things, which, have been given to me through the lineage of Yogi Bhajan, the master of Kundalini Yoga in the West, in the esoteric teachings that he has within himself, is, it's all a part of how can we kind of turn reality not necessarily into our favor, because we can't control, but how can we relate to it in a way that we start to experience breakthroughs. It's in miracles where things seem we're at the odds, we have no control, we have no say, there's limitation after limitation, restriction after restriction. It's just how it is. It's mundane to us. That's just how it is. These teachings are for the mind that has the access to a renaissance within the collective consciousness, that can use this as a guide to bring forth a sort of opening, a pathway, a miracle, a door where there are no doors open. There happens to be one door open that you create through your own visualization that wasn't there before. You created it. When all doors are closed and all reality seemed fixed in your way of looking at it, this is a way to kind of bring some kind of shift where it feels like there's no shifts, where it feels like it's just how it is. My mind is just doing this thing and that's just how it is. I just have to put up with it, and I just have to kind of eventually just kind of let it do what it wants to do. Right? This is like a practice of, okay, there is no such reality of this vision I have of myself or this planet here now. But the genius in my mind says that energy, pure energy, is something that I can relate to in the mind, and therefore with the laws of the universe I can, through like attracts like, experience it in the physical. But there's a certain kind of character and there's a certain pathway and a guide I need. It's like a key. It's like I have the idea of the vision or the thing that I want to manifest, or the whatever creation thing that I want to come down the physical, but I have to have some kind of guide, because I'm going to be going into something that is very unknown, and I'm going to be going into parts of myself, my mind, that is going to require me to break down certain conditions, restrictions, limitations, programs, ideas, concepts, in order for me to re-relate or sort of fashion this mind so that I'm more in accordance to that seeming impossible reality that I can now bring down here. That it's now actually something in my mind that I'm relating to, that becomes an actual vibrational vortex within and around me that somehow materializes itself through my projection as this physical thing that's changed, or not even, maybe not have changed the way I want to control or think, but I'm seeing opportunity and I'm seeing possibility, and I'm seeing that I'm starting to live more in this ability of leading the reality than just being caught in its kind of trail. Okay, so this alchemical study is very different, very intense, but I wanted to kind of provide some real like esoteric teachings to the wand, right? We think of Harry Potter and abracadabra, but I wanted to give some real, like, you know, ancient mystic practices that were used by real magi's or real wizards or real like shamans and you know, or I won't say shamans, but like, you know, beings who were masters of reality and used these guides as their way of getting that kind of mind into this mind we call the human. Right? So again, this one is a holly wand, um, by the holly tree, magical tree, and is created by the McFi wizard shop, coming into this beautiful case, and there's some other sort of magic inside that you will only uncover if you get your own wand, right? So thank you for joining me. If you stayed for this like 1 hour and 40 minutes, you are awesome. Being a mystic person, a magical being, it's real practice. It's real participation. It's not something that we just one day kind of like, you know, pull out of our ass, right? Or our little, you know, our donkey bits. You know, it's a real a willingness to want to um, be in the mind, in the life force, and have a real tangible experience of how these objects we call the wand, or this object we call like the Sanskrit word, how we actually have some kind of reality reinvention that maybe makes us feel like more of a leader of a reality than caught in the tail of it, and just like, you know, not really, you know, having any kind of ever peace with what where we are in this cornucopia of just energy that's subtle and then overwhelming, and then it's imbalanced, and then it's chaotic, and then it's calm, and then it's going here and there, and whew, how do we kind of go through it in a way where we have some kind of guide on how to maneuver these things, right? This is the teachings that have helped us for thousands of years to do that. So thank you, and Satnam.